Hello and welcome to another episode of Hong Kong House of Cards. This is mage slash kind of vampire. There's a vampire there. Fish, or uniformistic Jason Morley, who was giving a call to the south real quick to open things up.
This will pick up the phone with a little bit of a fatigue sound in his voice. Yes, Jason?
I have a lot of questions. If you and Tony are available, I'm also going to see if Adriana can come by.
Okay. Give me a few moments. I'm about to anchor back out of Wales.
You're about to what?
I'm about to anchor back out of Wales.
Like the country?
Yeah.
Okay, you do you, man. You do you. I'll see you in a few.
Alright, I'll hang up.
Now he's going to call Adriana. Questions about what happened on my place.
Is Rose going to be there?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So now this all needs to do is magic things.
Which I already did in the roll chat. So.
This is so.
In about 10 minutes, the Saul's clone in Wales is going to blow up. Alright, so are you calling Arthur, you said, or I can't remember.
Yeah.
Or is Arthur coming in later?
Call Arthur. Weird stuff has happened. Arthur is weird stuff, buddy. So okay. Arthur, call.
Hey, what's up, Jason?
Might need your help, but a lot of weird stuff happened the other night. I'm about to get some answers.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. I will be over shortly.
Just gonna hang up the phone. Fucking weird ass, interrupting us. Okay. He loves them. Okay. All right.
So, Tony, basically what happened in our little messages now, we're going to show up at Jason's house. So, Desal will show up, knock on the door with Tony in tow.
Is Tony going to call the lights at the party?
Yeah. She'll call Eliza.
Yo, Cursed.
Hey, what's up? You wanna get in with some... Okay, yeah. You wanna...
Is it time for the crazy train to ride again?
Yes. Crazy train must ride.
Okay, when and where?
Right now, at Jason's house.
Who's Jason?
Desal's old apprentice.
Who's the Saul?
Speaker of the House of Pentacles and my mentor?
That's not ringing any bells.
Okay.
There's nothing in the background going ding ding ding, Tony.
Well, what do you want me to do? Just, show up. Here's the address.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, see you there.
Bye. See ya. Shit.
What a way to end the call. Destroying everything around her. I see.
Out of character, I like to imagine the young rolled over and handed up Eliza her phone.
Oh boy!
Doom, doom, doom.
Alright, so knock, knock, knock.
Jason will answer the door to the first of the guests.
Desal standing there with Tony behind him, and he's wearing his customary fatigues.
Go Adrian.
He'll walk in, then he'll stop, and he'll go 3, 2, 1, and then he'll wince, and they'll start
Okay.
walking again. Yeah, I just had a spatial remnant fracture.
So I was right. It wasn't even you there.
It was technically me.
I'm gonna have you get comfortable. Would you like
He's
something
gonna-
to drink?
Tea, please.
Oh,
Earl Grey, if you have it. He's gonna look at Tony. Is there anything you want to drink?
Oh, nah, no, thank you. I'm good. She'll give a thumbs up to Jason.
if you're speaking Cantonese, you can understand you.
Yeah, she's speaking Cantonese.
We'll go get the tea started.
No. Adriana's control. Did you have a makeup on a little? You know how I got like a dragon sensitivity before? You know I have one available in every color and every size. Yeah,
Alright. I can't be mad.
Look how adorable these are. And she pulls out a funny onesie.
I'll bring your old great tea to this. So,
He'll take it and he'll sip it. Very nice. And there'll be a knock at the door.
Jason will go over and answer the door.
Arthur's standing there looking particularly mellow tonight, mostly because it's a waxing crescent. And he will wave a hand.
Arthur! Dang,
I heard there was fuckery afoot.
it's fuckery.
Tell Lilu she doesn't have to worry. I'm not going to smoke in the house.
Watch the language around the baby.
It wasn't in fact fuckery.
Oh, sorry.
Lulu.
I thought you were teaching your baby Cantonese anyway.
I mean, you know.
See, we were waiting like a stick there, both of you.
Arthur will walk in. He'll nod to Sal, nod to Adriana,
Okay.
nod to Tony, then give Tony kind of a weird look. What the fuck's on your head?
Look, like I told Logan, don't worry about it.
Ugh.
Arthur does not speak Cantonese, right?
No, Arthur doesn't know Cantonese.
Well, she just spoke in Cantonese.
It's gonna be like, me no speaky Cantonese. Speak English.
Did you just?
Oh my god, please do. Please do.
Lisa is looking at Arthur like, whoa!
It's obvious he's doing this in a mocking tone.
Tony's gonna cross over, or kind of cross her arms across her chest, and then speak in English and just say, "Well, yeah, have fun."
At that point, Arthur's going to look up to the sky. Did you hear that?
Can I, here's what I'm imagining it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much. So Arthur's going to look back at her and say, yeah, there's something wrong there. He's going to go in, he's going to sit down.
She'll go back to Cantonese and say, "Nah, nothing's wrong. It's all good. Don't worry about it."
Ding ding.
I'm going to work an eyebrow. I wasn't expecting another person. I'll go over to the door. Yes?
Yo, are you? Oh, so what's the name she gave me? I forgot. Tony called me. Can I come in?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I
Wonderful.
guess. I'm Jason.
Oh, Jason, that's the name. Hi, I'm Eliza. Nice to meet you. And she walks in.
I get you anything
Arthur's
to
gonna
drink.
see you.
Hmm? What now?
Something to drink. Liquid, what you put in your mouth to stay your thirst.
I cannot hear you, Tiger. You're too robot-y.
Why am I robot?
I don't know. I was having a hard time hearing too. I was just making some assumptions.
Reload real quick.
Another one bites the dust.
Am I better?
Yeah, you're better
Am I
now.
good?
You're good.
Alright, so Jason asked if she wanted anything to drink.
Some water would be nice.
I'll go get her a glass of wine.
Arthur's gonna look at Eliza as she walks in. It's like, hey, it's the person with hair kind of like mine.
Yo.
Do you say something, Max? Or
I said yo.
oh, okay. It's like, well, you know Tony, and he's gonna point to the guy. It looks like an 18-year-old kid wearing combat fatigues. This is Master Adrian DeSalle of the Order of Hermes. He speaks for the mages of the city. DeSalle will stand up. What'd you say?
Said, but not the trees.
Not for the trees. DeSalle will stand up, walk over, and very crisply extend his hand. Adrian DeSalle. And you are Miss... I believe your name has been mentioned to me before, but I've never met you in person.
My name's Elizabeth. Hoff?
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Hoff. If you have any need of anything in the city, matters that need to be brought up to the councils, to the heads of the other houses, please let me know. And then he'll turn and he'll sit back down and sip at his tea.
Eliza, you remember all those months ago when I told you about the dude who made all the guns?
Yeah.
Point to DeSalle. That's him.
DeSalle will merely nod.
Sexy.
He's like 1,000 and something. So, you know, just saying.
God damn it. Also, why are you
Technically,
speaking Cantonese?
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Okay, you know what's rule number one when someone says don't worry about it? Do you know it?
Worry
Tony?
about it?
Don't worry about it.
It's not don't worry about it. It is in fact we are going to worry about it because you're not sharing shit. Bitch.
She's speaking Zulu now. Adriana says.
Arthur's gonna look at something on his shoulder and then look it back and said, I understood that. Well, at least now I have a translator. He's gonna reach up and he's gonna pet something nobody can see on his shoulder.
So, everybody comfy? Everyone good?
So not.
Conditions.
I mean, so there are. I wouldn't mind taking them out of you, Jason.
Don't. It's a bad idea. Alright. So, ignoring that, what in God's name was happening? What was that book? Why was I required to burn it? Why was I then told to not burn it? You're screaming in my ear.
Arthur's gonna look around and say, there's a book involved now? Does that have something to do with the thing on her head?
Don't worry about the thing on my head. It's all good.
Tony, shut up.
He's gonna look at the thing on her shoulder and he's gonna look back over and say, I'll worry about whatever the fuck I want to worry about.
Adriana will say yes to Arthur's question.
Sal's gonna look at Tony. Would you like to recount your part of the story before I speak up?
She'll cross her arms across her chest and say, yeah, fine. Story time, boys and girls. So, okay. I'm gonna start at the way back beginning and kind of clear something off my chest. So, when I hear whispering, I hear chanting inside of my head. Yeah, this all happened down at Deepwater when when something was knocking on the outside walls and I knocked back. So fast forward it to a couple days ago. That damn vampire, fucking abomination, whispered in my ear, and caused schizophrenia. When I started looking around, because I was about to move away from him, I saw a book. So I went and I picked up the book, and then I passed out. And then when I woke up, Gravedigger grabbed the book, and he passed out. So I took the book back because, hey, I could start reading it. So I started reading it, and I didn't pass out again. Some stuff happened. It was all good. I learned some stuff. I can't speak English now. Or, okay, I can speak English. It sounds like English to me. But according to everybody else, it sounds like some weird stuff. So that's why I'm having to speak in Cantonese, because I don't think the rest of you guys know Greek.
Quite frankly, whenever you try to speak English, it sounds like you're deep-throating 20,000 octopi.
Thank you for that imagery.
That's what I'm here for.
Yep. So apparently it sounds like that. Thank you, Jason. So then there was this black line that came across my forehead, and she'll kind of move her bangs back and say, that popped up, and then Spider looked at it with some sights, I can't remember, and said that there was something worse than what a Lasombra summons on my head. And so that happened. Then Adriana wouldn't get her ass off the book, so that was like a bazillion hour-long argument right there. We tried to go and burn the book. When y'all started burning the book, my head felt like it was being ripped apart. It was not very pleasant. The pain was crippling. All I could do was, press a button to call Logan, which obviously, then Logan stopped the burning. And so now we're here. And she'll kind of smile.
I have a question.
Question?
What's a Lasombra?
Arthur's gonna speak up. It's an asshole kind of vampire that makes shadows. Or manipulates them. Jason knew a Lasombra.
Yeah, he was okay until that time he tried to fuck with my head.
Yeah. Like I said, asshole vampire.
Gotcha.
At this point, Desaul's going to clear his throat and say, the book that had somehow made its way into the museum was known as the Codex of Ulluri. It is part of 3 books that are infamously known as the Voynich documents, discovered in the early 1400s by a friar by the name of Roger Bacon. These 3 books, when used together, can do unspeakable things. It's why the Vatican... What'd you say? Kim, what did
When these 3 books used together, the than used to do unspeakable things in area uncommon and take like destroy the entire world.
Yes. Not to mention the things that each book can do by itself. It's why the Franciscan monks chose to separate out the books, leaving one behind in a abbey known as Nemeton. From what I understand, the books were reunited close to the end of the First World War and somehow managed to find their way back into the possession of the Vatican in their Archivus Hereticum. The books are connected to ancient and unspeakable powers, similar to that which resides at the bottom of the Marianas Trench. Because Tony's read from the book, she now has something attached to her head that is destroying her brain every time she learns more about it or even uses the magic.
So, Tony, I'm not your boss. I cannot tell you what. That being said, I highly suggest you not use the magic or read further from the book.
Look over to DeSaul, and then
DeSaul will sigh. Yes, it appears that she's already attempting to do something.
With that or without that?
Jason's just kind of making the exact same face I am, like,
Adriana's gonna look at Tony. Have you told Logan?
I didn't hear a word you just said. I'm sorry.
Adriana's gonna look at Tony and ask, have you told Logan?
Look, yeah, no, I have not told Logan. I was hoping nobody would tell Logan. I was hoping that no one would figure out.
Unfortunately, she put her trust in a monkey.
Look, he was the only one I could think of without having to take like months to do what I needed.
Regardless,
Jason is now doing
the reason why I sent her to Wales was so she could, and he's going to look over to her, firsthand see what happens when somebody tries to use the book for a minor thing.
It's not a minor thing. It's killing Smith. That's not minor. Especially when we've been trapped under this bubble for so long.
Yes, and you saw what happened when one man tried to use the Emigrant manuscript to bring his wife back to life.
I'm not trying to bring anybody back to life. I'm trying to send them to the grave.
You're still meddling with extraplanar forces you do not know how to control.
Okay, you know,
Yes.
this is a lovely bickering fight, but there's a little thing I'd like to know. And I think it's a burning question that's on everybody's mind. How do we get rid of it?
Yes, that's a good question.
This I was going to
I
say,
like this one already.
the book itself I have dispersed, well, everywhere. I cannot destroy it without destroying the minds of Gravedigger and Tony, as was proven when Jason used his Flames of Purgation in an attempt to destroy it and remove it utterly from creation.
Flames of Progression?
It's a
I tried to remove it.
it is a hermetic
It was
that allows you to burn an object from the tapestry.
It was a tumor on the life form that is entirety of reality, and I took a very implanted laser and zapped it.
You and your terminology.
Just gonna look at her.
Arthur's going to speak up. So basically, these are books that have been around God knows how long, or can altogether destroy all of the world. Otherwise, they just cause really, really bad shit to happen. What would happen if she used the book to summon something to kill Smith?
Priscilla.
DeSalle's going to say, no, unfortunately. First of all, we don't know if what she was going to try to summon would even be able to survive inside a Novatech. Second of all, the residual fallout from the use of the ritual would cause a tear in space-time and cause all sorts of manner of nasty beasties to come out into the middle of Hong Kong.
So let me get this straight. This is going full on Guardians of the Galaxy, where there's roots and holes, monsters come through.
Arthur's
Right?
going to say, I haven't seen the second movie yet.
No, I'd say this is more like Lovecraft.
What'd you say, Tony?
Oh,
Right.
Kim, too, I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, she said, no, this is more like Lovecraft.
Arthur's just going to be like, same shit, different everything. Okay, so I need to figure out how to get that fucking thing off your head. The Sal's going to crack his fingers and he's going to say, fortunately, Mother Moon is in a loving mood tonight, so let me see what I can do.
While all this is going on, Jason is going to walk over to a chalkboard that is has been painted onto the wall, and chalk, obviously, with different colors.
Tony will just kind of sigh and say, look, it's not like I'm trying to awaken Cthulhu or anything, guys. It's like, come on.
Jason's phone's going to ring.
Tony. He's gonna like get halfway through that, and then it'll ring, and then he'll just like sigh deeply. Yes.
Hello. I need
Yes.
to have it. I have an issue I need you to fix.
Who is
It's
this?
a very familiar sounding female voice. Kind of robotic.
What do you want?
There appears to be a toaster down here that will not stop shouting at me to make toast.
You're calling me.
I need to talk to one of you to come down here and get this toaster back because something's missing from down here and I can't find it anymore, nor can I remember what it was.
I can't remember what it was. Okay, that's helpful.
It's like something's been deleted from my mess. Well, the toaster was found in one of the research and development portions that was responsible for maintaining certain books.
All right, I'll be.
It is right now firing toast at my camera. It's very unpleasant.
Does that? Just try to ignore it.
wait, what? What's going on?
Never played Portal?
Gladys will actually hang up from you.
He's just gonna go back to writing on the chalkboard.
Arthur's going to look over at you and say, was that Gladys?
Yes, something went missing, and she wants me to deal with it for some god knows why reason.
Something's gone missing.
There's a piece in there.
Wait, a toaster?
Yeah, it's firing toast at the camera. Yes, it's the one.
God
you're
damn
missing.
it, Toasty!
Arthur's going to be like, wait a minute, so the toaster's in deep water. Gladys is pissed off, and he's going to look over at DeSalle and say, what the people wonder why I stay in the Umbra. DeSalle's just going to be like, you know you're not supposed to stay too long in the Umbra.
Fiona's just gonna be like, okay, I hate the freaking toaster. I feel so bad for the waffle maker. Make things anymore. She's just going out for toast.
The waffle maker is pretty cool. Okay, like for real though, what could have gone missing is the codex, because Toasty was gone when the book showed up.
DeSalle's going to snap his fingers. It makes sense. there was technocratic agents in Japan after the First World War, when the event supposedly occurred. They could have taken it and used it to. Well, now I know how they're maintaining Cthulhu's prison down there.
So if the book isn't put back, the could might go away.
No, the wards are in place. Trust me, if the wards were going to vanish when the book did, then it would have,
We'd be dead on.
yes, because Cthulhu would have come up here and killed us all after I dispersed the book.
Yep.
Arthur's just like, okay, the way I see it, there's one way I can for sure remove this thing from her head, and one way I can not really guarantee, but kind of sort of remove it from your head.
Personally, I prefer you not mess with it because I don't know if you'll mess up or what, or if it has like a fail safe and I'll just kind of like die.
Well, the one way I can get it off your head is I let Luna take it out.
You can't Luna in your body.
Arthur, do I need to bind you here? So I don't want to do that.
Technically, you could only bind part of me here.
Well, you know what? I'll do it. I'm crazy.
Listen, you wanted to know what I could do. The only other thing I can do is basically combine 3 different spheres into a treatment of some kind. And even then, I'm not sure it's going to work.
A much better option than letting the literal room take over your body.
It's not gonna take over my body. Not unless I continue to use it. Or like read the book. Or use the book. Which you'll kind of look over to the wall.
Over Arthur's body, but you have a good point too.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about it.
It's all.
Sal's just going to look over at Tony and say, I have made some demands upon you as my apprentice, but I am not ready to release you from your duties yet. But I will still not gainsay you what you can do with your own power.
I'll gainsay her. I'll gainsay her all I fucking want. Stop fucking up. God damn it.
Look! I don't even have the Fulgurite yet. It's not like I can do anything until I get it. Calm your titties.
Can we stop the massive dick contest? That would be
No,
a blessing.
I can't. It's physically impossible. You can ask Arthur.
Why do you need Fulgurite?
It's one of the ritual components. 3 pieces of Fulgurite, a dog. Yeah, and a dog.
So easy for me to get. Do for you.
Alright.
Let you kill yourself.
Alright.
I mean, bring it on. Get the Fulgurite and I'll see what I can do. Like,
Oh.
I think it'll work. If it kills Smith, then, hey.
No.
What do you mean, no? You just said you'd do it.
No. Alright, look. Are you guys familiar with the concept of tiers, much as you'd see in a video game? Clearly better or worse than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. There are, from what I have seen, villain tiers in this city. And we'll move away from the chalkboard where tiers is written on. And one of the tier, first tier is keeping us all in this city. Smith in big letters, big blocky letters, is destroy the world tier, Blessed, and Cthulhu. And then the third tier is holy shit, what the fuck are you doing? why would you ever try this? Which is just a bunch of question marks.
You should ever destroy the entire city. All of these people besides me.
So, like, write that off to the side. So, we got Smith down here, on a lower tier. I'll point at Smith with the chalk. And then we got Cthulhu and other Eldritch abominations up here. I'll point at Cthulhu on the above tier. Kind of point one to the other. That's the general message I'm trying to get here. One is clearly worse than the other.
I'm not trying to summon Cthulhu or awaken.
You're just trying to summon the Hounds of Tyndalus.
That's why I added Eldritch abominations. Hounds of Tyndalus would in fact fall into other Eldritch abominations. My apologies for not writing that. Write that in next to Cthulhu.
I'm Sam. She looks like a chalkboard. Do I need to hit it, idiot?
No. Yeah. Sounds great.
Tacos.
Please.
Pineapple. I'll try one once. Goes off and starts making tacos. They smell delicious, by the way.
Arthur's going to pull out a notepad. He's going to start writing some stuff down.
You're going to steal my recipe. You better help.
I'm not. I'm trying to write down all the stuff that I'm probably going to need to do to take this thing off her head.
It wasn't big into the Lovecraftian and stuff.
He's going to look over. You mean Jacob, you're the former master of the Order of Hermes, who was supposedly Lovecraft's reincarnation?
Yes, that guy.
Yeah, the only person that would know would be his former apprentice, wouldn't it?
Yep.
You know you have to call, don't you?
His name's Jones. It's Jones. Arthur Hinson.
He's a prick.
I felt like he's been mentioned before, like he called him the wrong name on purpose or something.
Some people do, I don't.
Johannes called me a pot-smoking hippie that was no good at any kind of magic.
Okay, the first half of that is not totally untrue.
I'm not a hippie, damn it.
Tony's gonna just point to Jason and kind of nod.
You're most upset about him calling you a hippie over all the other insults that were in there.
You can call him, fine. I mean, he may know something we don't about this stuff. It could be possible that... I mean, do we even know how old Jacob really was? Was he like DeSalce's age? And DeSalce say, no, he was never my age or my level.
Are we about to ask someone who may or may not be involved with extra dimensional entities that have
No.
a negative force for aid?
Ask his apprentice.
And that
Unfortunately,
somehow alleviates the worry?
unfortunately,
I'm just gonna
Jacob
ask-
doesn't live anymore because he sacrificed himself to kill an Elder Zemes.
He never existed at this point.
Actually, Celeste never existed. Jacob still existed, though.
Okay.
Remember,
Why is
Jacob
this-
technically died from the fall. Celeste was right out of existence.
Anyway, Jason's gonna go ahead and call Jones.
Yes. Adept Morley, how may I be of assistance with you tonight?
Just any of Jacob's old stuff, his library or whatnot.
Yes, it's been thoroughly locked and it's kept away from ever since his death.
Can you get access?
Yes, I was the one that locked it. I do open it every once in a while to dust. Is there something you need from his archive?
I need information on. I will insert the book that was mentioned, and also the Hounds of Tyndalos, if you can find it.
Hound of Tyndalos. Familiar with the tale. So apparently someone did a bad thing and had the hounds sent after him. Creatures of extraplanar origin, remarkable hunters that can find anything in the world, able to pass through most barriers as if they were, paper. They are, however, susceptible to being banished by the Elder Sign, though. As for the Codex of Fleury, I'm not quite familiar with it. I've heard a mention of it somewhere in something called the Voynich documents, tied to something known as the Emigre manuscript and the Pulse tract. Let me see what I can find. I will contact back to you shortly once I find what I'm looking for.
All right, thanks, Jones.
Oh, hang up.
All right. Jones is gonna see what he can find.
So I was going to say, well, I'm glad to see he's finally stopped being a prat.
Why you guys insult him so much? He's not that bad. I mean, yeah, okay. Down upon anybody who's not a hermetic, but that's pretty standard fare.
This I was just going to say, oh no, when he was an apprentice, he was worse.
Oh.
Eliza's just gonna make a sign with her hands, just like letting them go farther and farther out of each other. The stick, and then jerk it up in the air.
Not wrong.
This is not how I intended this evening to go. Here I was having some fun, and then this shit happens.
What sort of fun?
Oh, passed by.
Can't you tell she just had sex?
Privacy? First
Yeah,
off.
rude.
Arthur's going to look at her and say, there's still an affectatious glow about your skin. Your hair, while you've done your best to hide it with the hat, still has a tinge of moisture.
Okay, buddy. Your name's Arthur, right?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to keep your balls, keep your mouth shut.
All right, hold on.
That's kind of
Everybody.
hilarious considering the fact I can regrow them if they get cut off.
Wonderful. I'll have a collection.
Jason's gonna raise a hand. Let's not comment on other people's sex lives. Second off, let's not threaten other people in my house.
Sorry,
Cool?
Jason. I forget that there are still some things that I have to pay attention to on this world.
Hey, I do too. Speaking of, and he will walk into the other room and then walk out with a slightly crying child. Infant. Yes. Birds.
So, okay, December, so
6 months.
this is
Arthur's going to pull a sprig of lavender out of his backpack and tuck it behind the baby's ear. That should help calm her back to sleep.
little hopefully head out of the kitchen first thing breakfast. That's where being noisy. It's her fault that she woke up. And like half the tacos have fresh grilled pineapple. But put it on a table between all of them.
Arthur's going to look to Eliza. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. My brain is sometimes just not here, and it's hard to focus sometimes. And
I can see that.
Sal's just going to say, and you were told repeatedly not to go into the Umbra unless it was absolutely necessary. And Sal's going to say, Arthur's going to say, it's kind of hard when I'm practically there half the time, all the time, anyway. You can still minimize the damage.
Yeah, Arthur, it's not like people care about you or anything.
Tony's gonna kind of smile, it's that kind of, hey, shit-eating grin, and she'll look to Arthur and say, yeah, Arthur, don't do stupid things.
Arthur's going to look at the thing on his shoulder. It's going to look at her and say, I'm sorry, I wasn't the one who picked up a book, passed out, and then proceeded to wake up and read it.
It was good reading material, what can I say?
He's going to look at the bird again, look back at her, and say, he's just going to shake his head and he's going to go back to writing down stuff on his notepad.
Oh boy.
Turn to Eliza. Have you been in Hong Kong long?
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, my
About,
first day. Oh, sorry.
let's see. About, what will it be, like 23 years? 25?
I was just curious.
Yeah. My parents moved here when I was tiny.
Involved in the supernatural community in Hong Kong for very long.
I've hung around the Ephorites, but that's about it.
Yeah. The general attitude towards everybody seems to be, and he'll just kind of like hold his hand out away from the child and just kind of.
The Sal's just going to be like, that's interesting.
Crap buckets. Oh wait, yeah, no, like I've not been here. Well, I've been here, but not been here. When I got back, I got told about terrorist attacks. That was fun.
Arthur's going to be like, yeah, you weren't missing much.
No, apparently.
Hey, do you guys need a copy of this? Would you want to hold up a folded map?
What's she holding up?
Your special map?
Oh, the map. Arthur's going to be like, hey, I haven't seen that map since Celeste was being a bitch.
I also have some information on the City Father too. I don't know.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was a funny conversation. You went from being military asshole to being wise old man to being Hong Kong playa.
But yeah, he still wants those pictures of Mother London.
Ah, damn it. He's going to look at the Sal. Can you send me to London? Sal's going to be like, you're not going to enjoy it. And given your current state of spiritual decomposition, it may not be safe to send you, let alone get you back.
Teleportation kind of sucks anyway.
And Arthur's going to be like, yeah, I get the feeling. I mean, considering what I know about how he does it, Sal's just going to be like, yes, because I can't call Mother Luna to send me a moon bridge if I want to go someplace. And even then, you still can't leave the city.
Jason, what is it?
Both Kim started talking, so Kim 1, then Kim 2.
Kim 2 started talking first. She can go ahead.
Tony's just gonna look to Jason and just say, so what did that guy say before? Like, or do we just have to wait and see if he'll come back?
He's kind of told me some stuff about the hounds, and he's gonna look up stuff on the book and see what he can figure out. And he's gonna call me back.
What do you say about the hounds?
Apparently super good hunters. If people do shitty things, they will, can't really be stopped unless you use the elder sign.
I'm assuming that has something to do with Cthulhu and you don't want to use the older son.
Probably don't. I don't know.
Arthur's going to put down his notepad, walk over to the chalkboard, and he's going to draw the elder sign on the board. And if you don't know what it looks like a slightly skewed pentacle with the circle a little bit off. And he's going to sit back down and start writing in his notebook again.
Right.
Your phone's going to ring. It's Jones.
Jason's going to answer. Yeah, he'll answer it and put it on speaker. Jones, you're on speaker.
Oh, well, hello, everybody. Acolyte, Adept Jones, Order of Hermes, House Bonasaguas, etc., and so forth. Yes, it seemed that Master Jacob was quite interested in things having to do with the Voynich documents, particularly the Codex Fleury. He believed that it was somewhere in the East. He tracked it to a shrine in Japan that was destroyed during the Second World War. However, he surmised that the book had not been there when the destruction took place. He did notice strange etheric currents, some kind of residue of the supposed event. What that event is, I do not know. I do know that it was one of the few times that all three books were opened and used at the same time. That was back in 1918 when that occurred. He did not believe that the Vatican had all three books, as they claimed were returned to the Voynich. So the rest of the Voynich documents in the Archivus Hereticum. However, he did not know who it was that took the three books in the first place, or who still had the Codex Fleury. He did say, however, that all evidence of the Codex Fleury led to the belief in the Codex was specifically designed to manipulate creatures of internal dimensional power, such as the priests of Cthulhu, the far reaches of Azathoth, and were even possibly able to summon Nyarlathotep. Of course, you can understand how Jacob would be all aflutter about this sort of thing. He does have some ideas as to what could be the purposes of the other two books, if you're interested.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. His notes on the Emigre manuscript liken it to be akin to the rumors of the Necronomicon, in that it was a manual for the recreation and restoration of life, as well as the intonation of death. Things such as the creation of Frankenstein's monster, the strange and misshapen homunculi are all attributed to passages out of the Emigre manuscript, as well as being able to return life to a dead body. There's some references to an abbey known as Nemeton in Wales that was the origination of the Voynich documents, as well as where an incident involving the Emigre manuscript occurred in the late 1800s. As for the Pulse Tract, there doesn't seem to have much about it, only that it draws upon powers that are native to the Earth itself. Could be something akin to elementals or something far worse. That's all he has on the other two books, however. less than nothing on the Codex of Lurie. I get the feeling that he probably would have traded certain parts of his body to have access to all three of them at the same time. Probably a good thing he never did.
Well, Jacob is not here anymore, no offense, because I tried to burn one of those books and was
You burned one of the books. Were
partially.
you successful?
Had to stop.
Why did you have to stop?
Partially. Would have killed two other mages.
I see. Wait a minute. Who read from the books?
Sup?
He's gonna look at Tony.
He's
Speak
going
in
to.
English so he can understand how bad it is.
No, I'm not gonna.
He's going to leaf
Just
through
say
some
hello.
notes very cautiously. He's just like thinking. Let's see. Those who read from the books are affected with the Knower of Words. The Knower of Words is a creature of insidious potential, as it promises more than it should be given. Also known as the entity of unbecoming, it devours the intellect of a creature that is working the magic that is possessed by the books. This would certainly explain a few things about Jacob. There were some copies made of certain books that lacked the same amount of power, but were still formidable.
Does the author happen to have the last name Bacon?
You're referring to Friar Roger Bacon, who was the Franciscan monk resolved with voyage documents. No, he never made any transcriptions. It's believed that during the course of his incarcerations, information about the books was leaked out and found by certain occultists.
Are there any notes per chance on how to get rid of this creature?
Jacob wrote down one thing in regards to the entity of unbecoming. Forgetting, purifying, healing, etherical. I'm afraid I can't make much sense of this cipher. Arthur's like, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm afraid that's all I've been able to find, unfortunately. Is there anything else I can help you with, Adept?
I'll look at everybody. Does anyone else have any questions?
Please, can I have your phone number? I would be quite interested in looking at your library.
Arthur's going to, Jones is going to say, take me off speaker real quick.
I'd like his number as well.
Take him off speaker, hold the phone up to his ear. Yes.
Just say, please do not give my number to the Tremere, anybody but the Tremere, except maybe an Offendus or an Infernalist. That would be slightly worse than giving it to a Tremere.
Alright, I'll give it to the Marauder in the room instead.
Yes, that would actually be better than giving it to a Tremere.
She's not. She's cool. Alright. I trust her with my daughter. Is that not enough for you?
Would you trust her with your library?
Yeah. It's this thing called respect boundaries and privacy.
Very
I
well.
can also just last longer to let me look at stuff.
She also says she can do a trick to make his books last longer if you'll let her look at stuff.
Very well. You can give her my number, and you can give my number to Miss Jones, Miss Zhang as well.
Okay.
And have a pleasant night, Adept. And he'll hang up, and Arthur's just gonna be like, that accent. I don't know what it is about East London accents, but it's just like, ugh.
I thought he sounded pretty cool.
That's all
Sal's gonna speak up finally and say, well, we know a little bit more than we did prior. I think the question's gonna become, do we let Antonia try?
I would trust your decision on this. You think it's a good idea, I will supply the full right.
She seems willing to risk her life, her brain, her soul.
I object.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tony, like I said earlier, I cannot tell you what to do.
I can. Nope. Not today. The phrase "not today, Satan" is very appropriate here. Forget it.
You're not wrong.
Like it's not like we're dealing with
If you're
Satan.
Extra dimensional entities of a negative outcome.
this is gonna raise a finger. I'm gonna take away the speaking privileges of the next person who interrupts me.
Arthur's gonna hold up his hand real quick.
Arthur, go.
I need to speak to a time age to find out what happened at the instances where these things were used. The so-called Nemeton Abbey incident and the shrine incident.
Okay, we'll figure something out. I was gonna say, talk to the rest of your cabal or whatever, see what they think, one way or the other, Tony. Even if you don't listen to it.
Arthur's gonna speak up. That means Tony Logan.
She'll just kind of wave her hands and say, look, fine. I'll talk to him. Okay, whatever. But look, I want to try this. I really do. You said, and she'll point to Jason, you said that the guy said the hounds hunt bad people and, people who deserve it and shit. Well, I mean, how many times has Smith threatened to nuke the city? I'm just saying. I think it's a good idea. Also, there would be some backlash. I could have continued to read the book and find the safeguards for it, but we all know what he did with the book, and he said he won't be able to get it back without like a year's preparation. So we're gonna have to continue without the extra safeguards, unfortunately. But I mean, I can do the ritual somewhere else, and the hounds can hunt Smith down. I am willing to try this. I think it's a good idea, and if it kills Smith, then, if that requires my life, then I'm fine with that. As long as something good comes out of it, like Smith's death.
Arthur's gonna speak up. Well, like I said, if I can figure out what happened at Nemeton Abbey at the shrine in Japan, maybe I can figure out what they did for the safeguards when they used the books.
When Desal took me back to that place, because that's... and she'll kind of shiver, teleportation. When he did that, we went to the Abbey, and there were these creatures walking around. But the thing is that was a whole different book. That was the one to bring back life. But there was a ward around it, keeping everything in, and he said the ward was created by some person, I can't pronounce the name.
Desal's gonna speak up. Her name was Eosant. Kudelka Eosant. Powerful psychic.
Yeah. Psychic. They created the ward, and it's kept everything in. So, if you guys can put me in a bubble, I can try the ritual, see how that goes, can keep everything contained, let the hound out, let him do his stuff. All good.
Are you a psychic?
Me?
One.
No, psychic. I'm a mage.
This house is going to speak up. When I say that Kadaka Yasen was psychic, it means that she was one of the most powerful purveyors of psychic phenomena to ever exist. And she was able to manipulate energy that most people could barely even conceive of touching. That's why she died in the 1900s during the First World War. Do you know how she died? No, unfortunately, it had something to do with one of the 3 book incidents. I'm not sure how. Well, you're helpful. I was just going to give Arthur a look, and Arthur's going to say, I said you were helpful.
Yeah, but there was that sassy ass tone you used.
Yeah, it's hard to hold back sometimes. Anyway, you said that there were things running around. Were they... Dasal seems to think that if you use the books, it's going to create some kind of terror in which creatures of malign intent are going to come out of it. Was that what happened with this emigre manuscript at this abbey?
Okay, basically what happened and what I was told was this chick was ill, and so this guy took her to the abbey where Bacon was at, and he read the book, and he used one of the rituals in the book to bring his wife back to life. I do not condone that sort of stuff. Just saying, souls need to go on and be reincarnated. But my views aside, when he did that, these things came and they were twisted and horrible, and they were they were worse than what I saw when I went down into Zalisha's lair. They were much worse than what I saw in there.
Arthur's going to shudder a bit. So something that would give a Zamis a major happy. Got it.
Yes, sort of.
If it made the Zamish frightened.
I don't know. Sometimes I think sunshine and daffodils makes Zamis frightened. Well, sunshine definitely.
No,
No.
there's
What'd you say, Kim? You were cut off a bit.
Adrian will say there are certainly things that will make them frightened. If you're sending your sons to hell if you want. You know, my mentor hasn't contacted me. If she doesn't contact me, I'm not going to fire her.
Like a
Who
very
are you
bad
saying that hasn't contacted you yet?
Her sire, her mentor.
All right. Arthur's going to say, isn't she in hell?
Yep.
Dasal's just going to wave a hand and say, it's a temporary thing, I'm sure.
Temporary too.
I was going to be like, right, because Tremere. Okay.
Well, there's a mage too. No one else there.
Arthur, you can't talk shit. You were locked up by a demon.
Technically, Kapala's not a demon. He's a daemon, an entity of spirit. And I wasn't in hell. I was in the outer umbra.
Technically, Kupala is an ancient Sumerian fertility goddess too.
Yeah, names get bandied around, don't they? As for Noelle, I mean, Noelle's probably the one person that can keep your sire safe down there, but it's also because she's a horrible Nefandis as well that's trying to go good.
It's a little rude.
But is it inaccurate?
It's not horrible.
Anyway, so we all have things we need to do. He's going to look to Desal. Do you know anybody who knows time magic? I mean, do you know time magic? And Desal's going to say, for obvious reasons, in doing anything to draw the attention of particularly powerful paradox spirits is not something I relish. So no, I don't know time magic.
Spider has made mention several times that he will go back in time and like kill people's parents to erase them from history. So I'm assuming he knows.
You know, holy shit.
Arthur's going to sigh. I was really hoping not to involve the Hollow Ones.
Yeah, nobody wants to do anything with him.
Jason's phone's going to ring again.
Alright. Who was on the...
It's a number you've seen before.
He'll answer it, I guess.
The toaster is still here. I thought you were going to fix this.
But when I have a minute, I haven't had a minute.
Did you figure out what was taken?
Yeah, I told you it was a book.
A book. Well, since it was
Yeah,
in the
book.
security section of the library, I can understand why it could be a book, but I was more thinking of a more definite idea of what it was.
That your guys used to steal away Cthulhu under your fucking and come up and kill us all.
Oh, well, I would like that book back if possible.
Not happening. It has been displaced and moved all over the planet. Not really sure. Point is,
Very well. Please send somebody down to get the toaster as soon as possible. Thank you.
alright, have a good night, Clarence.
The phone will hang up. Arthur's just going to say, man, I really regret the day that we ever came across that AI.
You regret the day someone gave her my number.
Technically, she can have everybody's number she wants. I mean, she is a AI supercomputer. Bullshit.
Why is she calling me?
I don't know.
Maybe she finds your voice pretty.
Maybe she wants to use you for one of her experiments, for science.
Well, I mean, that's probably it, but no.
Arthur's going to put away his notepad and pen and say, well, until I can see what actually happened, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do, other than, turn into Luna and rip the thing off her head, but I'd rather not do that.
Look, we've already talked about maybe allowing me to do the ritual. I'd prefer that we do the ritual and try. It's like the only good idea we've had recently. Okay, well, it's not a good idea, but okay.
It is not a good idea.
Well, just in case, I want to find a way to fix you. Just in case.
Okay. I mean, like, you can practice on Gravedigger because he did the same thing.
Why am I not surprised that Gravedigger poked a bear?
I mean, when I passed out, he grabbed the book because when I woke up, he was passing out, and the book dropped from his hands. So,
Did he read it?
I don't know. I think maybe.
All right. Well, I'll get in touch with him as well then. And Arthur's going to wave hands. He's going to walk over and he's going to kiss the baby on the forehead. And then he's going to look over at Lilu. Are you putting the lavender and essential oil sachet under her pillow every night?
Are you looking at me?
Alright. Is that fall underneath your pillow every night?
My turn. Do you on your turn?
Yes.
Well, just don't forget, because it'll help her sleep easier and will give her better dreams and more efficient digestion. And he'll wave to everybody and he'll walk out the door. Actually, he'll
Bye,
start
Arthur.
walking out the door, sidestep something, and then continue walking out the door. So I was going to say, I don't know if he's ever going to get better.
Oh, this all. You might have taken that.
What'd you say?
If she's strong to get her in the map.
No, just please continue to hold on to it as it is essential for things that will happen later.
That sounded ominous.
Everything I say these days is sounding ominous, unfortunately.
You're just that sort of dude.
When one has lived for almost over 1,500 years, one tends to sound ominous at times.
No, not really. You just turn into really big ass.
Did you just call DeSalle an asshole?
A little bit.
Uh,
We're
so I was
doing more
gonna-
referencing.
So I was going to look over at Adriana and say, maybe given some of the elders you've had in this city, I could understand that. At any rate, he's going to look to Tony. I suspect you have some people you need to talk to and some things that need to happen. I will see you later, apprentice.
Yeah, you too, so I'll be there an hour later. I got the key anyway, so.
He'll walk over, he'll pet the baby on the head lightly, like making sure her hair is properly combed or properly set. Give Jason a hug, and we'll shoot Adriana a look before walking out the door.
Alright. Before we close things out, Eliza is going to get a call. Although, dude name at the house.
Should take it. Yo, what's up?
Something weird happened. Whenever you get a free moment, would you mind coming and taking a look at something?
What? Describe the thing. What happened?
A weird robot dress, straight black hair, and different colored eyes showed up, yelled ether right at me, passed out on the floor.
I'll be right there.
Alright, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
And real quick, before the scenes ends, Tony's gonna look to Adriana and just say, look, in case this ritual does go through, could you get the Fulgurite? I'll, pay whatever you want or whatever.
If their decision comes that there's no better option, I will.
Well, just in case, once the decision is made as a yes, I don't want to wait around for however long it'll take you to get the Fulgurite. So just as a, precautionary to have it on hand, so,
I'll see what I can do.
she'll nod.
Then, at the locations of the major nodes across the city, you can get city farther in on this.
I caught part of that, Kim. I was just asking if she wanted a location of all the nodes.
It has a map, just literally nodes.
She'll nod and say, sure, if this happens in the city, yeah, sure. I mean, if you're just, giving it out, I guess.
He'll show you a map with a bunch of random dots, and there's a circle around one of those. Yeah.
She'll pull out her phone and take a picture of the map.
Anything else anybody wants to do before we close things out?
Not I.
We all sing Sweet Mother Mary.
Anything you watch, watching, and then after Hong Kong starts. And good night.